What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Overthinking Understanding Podcast. And for today's episode, I have no other than my lovely big brother,
Yours truly.
daddy, whatever else you want to be.
Oh yeah, I'm a whole daddy out here now. Talk
Yeah.
to me nice.
Daddy, baby daddy. You gonna introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm Dwayne. Victoria's handsome big brother that is. Intelligent big brother that is. Hey baby. My lady in the background too.
You sound kind of slow introducing yourself. He has his lovely lady here, and I have my wife, who is now the producer of my show in the background. We got a good episode for you guys. How you feeling about this topic?
It's gonna be interesting because me and Tiana had this debate all the time. But after looking up the definition, she might have a point. So it's gonna be cool for us to dive into it. So I'm looking forward to it. But I think anytime me and you can get together and talk about anything, it's gonna be a good conversation. So I'm with it.
I ain't sexist. I'm gonna just jump it off like that.
I ain't either.
I don't think I'm sexist.
Me? Nah.
Maybe nah.
Not even close. Not even a little bit.
Daddy ain't raised us like that.
At all.
Okay.
Stand up for my women.
Exactly. We're feminists.
BABYM.
This goes out to all the baby mamas. So we gonna get.
I was trying to hit the Fantasia. You know, you baby mama.
So we gonna get into the definition for sexist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because everybody like words are important and words have meanings. So they accusing us of being sexist.
Yeah.
So we gonna read the definition. So if somebody out there telling you that you sexist, you ask them, do you know the definition of sexist?
The good thing is we got phones with Siri. I don't know what the Androids got.
Bixie.
Okay. Android jocking like that? They gonna make the bitch name rhyme and everything? Bixie?
Like, oh.
Bixie? Okay.
Do you know the answer to that? Let's see. Bixie. Bixie.
Huh? Well, the good thing is, even if you can't spell, as long as you know how to talk, you can ask your phone for the definition of a word.
So, but I mean, you act like it's Siri. You got the male Siri. You got like all different versions of Siri. We simple Bixie. Hi, how can I help you? Very polite.
Well, with today's technology, there's no reason why you can't find out the answer that you're looking for with any subject.
All right, so we're going to get into this definition. It says sexist, characterized by showing prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women on the basis of sex. That is not me.
Don't sound like me either. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
So what's our first segment? What we got?
The first segment is workplace.
Okay.
A qualified female employee consistently passed over for promotions in favor of less qualified male counterparts.
That's fucked up. She needs to get her bag. And I stand by that. Because guess what? I'm all about team woman. I ain't sexist.
I think it's two ways to look at it. Like, it's messed up if she's just getting passed up on because she's a female. But sometimes women can come with some attitudes, and even though it's a less qualified man, you know?
You know what?
And sometimes it'd be a little less drama to promote the male.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the fact that she could be getting passed over because of her character.
Yes,
and her she attitude might be good at what she do.
Has nothing to do
but she might bring a little bit too much to the table.
Exactly.
Damn, I'm glad you said that because I was about to skip right past it. But you're right.
So that's not always sexist.
Because if you steady getting passed over, maybe it ain't the job. Maybe it's you.
And not you as a female. You as a person that needs to look within.
Man, I couldn't have said it better myself.
But that's not sexist.
I love the way you put that together, sister.
Yeah, that's not That's not sexist at all. You know, I don't think so.
But FYI, get your bag.
Yeah.
Woman or man.
Woman or man.
But if you keep getting skipped up over these so-called unqualified men,
yes,
you need to find you another employee anyway. Don't you be somewhere where somebody don't appreciate you. Sisters.
And yeah, just women in general.
Yeah.
What's our next?
What's another one? Because clearly we ain't sexist.
That was easy. That was sexist.
We ain't sexist. What you got?
She might just got a bad attitude.
Give us another scenario.
Second scenario.
What you got for us?
You and your spouse are at a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, probably outside at a restaurant, eating, just mind your business, having a good time.
Yes.
A woman walks by, sunglasses, look like she's on her way to friends, to meet up for brunch. She has a sundress on. You know, she look like a boss bitch.
Okay, boss bitch.
What is your first reaction to that? Like, what do you assume that she's doing? What do you assume?
Hold on. Let's dive deep into this. What she got on? Women.
That's what it is.
A woman experience. Catcalling is different. That's something completely different. That's trying to holler. I want to talk about this boss bitch who just walked by. Because now, are you asking me, do I think she got it on her own, or do I think she flying another nigga's money? What she got on? Do she got on a dress suit? She got on a sundress. She got design on?
It don't matter. It's regular sundress.
So I don't know what she's doing. Like, so if I say like her ass fat, that's sexist?
No, I think the sexist aspect is, do we think that she did that off her hard work, or do we think that she got that from a man, or do we think she got that from because that's why I asked what she had on. Because if she looking business professional, then I'm gonna say, okay, black queen in her bag, professional. But if she got on skin tight with the ass out, I'm gonna say OnlyFans is popping. It may be. It may be.
But what was the question? What was the question? She just walking down the street in an outfit. First impression. If she look good, but like she look good.
Oh, my initial thing. Like, yeah,
what she got it going
on. Why do you think that she has anything besides business clothes?
I just feel so. Of course, there's a balance. You know, you could be in work mode and then you could be in your everyday. But I also feel like professionals carry themselves in a certain light.
Yeah.
Especially now with me being in corporate America, there are certain things that when I step out that I should carry myself differently.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if you got the skin tight on, and I don't know the sexism in it. I don't see a woman walk by and I think, did she get that from OnlyFans, or I think she look good. I got an example. I'm guilty of this.
All right.
Let's say it's a short chick and she in a diesel truck. I mean a F-150.
That's her dude car?
I do think that sometimes.
That's just
I think she died.
Guess. That's more just like we ain't never talked about that. We not sexist. What do people say? We not sexist. I'm married to a woman.
No. So that's one I am guilty of.
Yeah.
I might say she in a nigga truck.
Yeah, but I mean that's okay, but it goes both ways. Because if we were sexist, if you see a short dude in a big truck, what is your initial thought?
That ain't sexist. I don't think that's sexist.
I'm saying, but I'm just saying, like, if you see a short dude in a big truck, what are you gonna think?
I'm gonna tell you what I think is that young man likes to ride in big trucks. But what the stereotype out is, he might have short man complex, or he might be trying to overcompensate for having a small penis.
Or he's just short, like he's a short man, so he wants to sit tall.
Okay.
Maybe it's kind of sexy. I don't know about that. Because I don't think I'm sexist because I would look at both ways. I definitely look at both ways. Like
no. Because if we just said she in her dude car, you're not gonna say that man is in his woman's
but I
car.
would. But a sexist comment to make or that guy that short male is only in that big truck because he has little man syndrome.
That is a stereotype.
Yes, yeah.
But that's not what I would think.
I know, but yeah, I got you. I'm saying okay. I would think. I was saying like I don't feel like it's sexist if it's both of them. If you'll think that way about both sexes. Like if I see a short dude in a big truck, because you said you're specific with a short woman. So if I see a short dude in a big truck, I'm gonna be like, oh, he has little man syndrome, or he's trying to overcompensate.
I just think that those are two different viewpoints. Because why is it that you could say that that's a woman driving in her man's truck, but you wouldn't say that that's a man driving in his woman's car? Now,
that's true.
If you were to say that, then yes, I agree that you feel the same on both ends. But you just went from a woman driving in her man's car to a man having short man complex. Those are. I'm sorry. Those are two different stances.
Yeah, I'm just saying that you can draw a conclusion, male or female, from. Like that's all I was saying. It's like.
But it ain't based around what we're talking about.
It ain't. You don't think it's like sexist? Because if I see a short lady driving a truck, I'll be like, damn, she driving that motherfucker. I'll be like, oh man, she got out of there. But your viewpoint is she driving her dude.
No, that's not my viewpoint.
That's what you said.
I said the stereotype is.
Who's stereotype?
Society. That's where stereotypes come from. Society.
Who? I don't think like that. I ain't heard nobody say that.
You ain't never heard nobody say that?
No. I done heard the dudes be like, if I see a nigga, as like you like to say, driving real fast in a Nissan, I'll be like, he turned that good shit up.
You would?
Yes.
Okay, so there go to now that's sexist.
But I feel like that is a.
Why you think that man just couldn't? That's what he could afford, or that's what he liked, Nissan.
But that's what I'm saying. That is a more known sexist.
That's a more.
We can find 1,000 TikToks. You're not gonna find 1,000 TikToks of short women hopping out of trucks and they saying they in their dude car. But if a
dude in a Nissan,
turn that girl shit up.
Who's sexist now?
We turn
clearly
each other.
Clearly you a feminist. Because ain't shit wrong with the woman.
I'm a feminist. The episode could be over.
Ain't nothing wrong with a woman driving in a truck. Or ain't cool. Nothing out the norm. But let a man be in a Nissan and he is dogging his lady car.
Turn that girl shit up while she at work.
Victoria's a sexist. What's the next one? Because I can't believe this. Your daddy raised you better than this.
I don't think that's sexist. I don't think that's sexist.
Okay. Another one. So recently, Becky Red went to middle school.
Stephen Curry.
Yes.
And there was backlash, outrage for her doing this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of her songs are.
Yes.
A lot of her songs are sexy.
Mm-hmm.
But Blueface just went to middle school. There was no backlash or outrage.
I don't agree with it. I'm in a weird space when it comes to rappers going to school anyway. It'd be different if we was talking about a chance the rapper or a conscious rapper, I would say. But half the stuff we hear on the radio is either violent or sexist or, you know what I'm saying, or something that goes against empowering our culture anyway. So why are we having this person come up to the school and having kids go crazy for them? The whole thing with the Sexy Red, she came to the school. I'm sure they censored the music. They probably had to censor the music, but as you rapping, you throwing up gang signs.
Yeah.
But we not trying to encourage that with the kids. And I'm sure Blueface was doing the same thing. So I have a problem with both sides of that. So I won't say that one is greater than the other. Regardless of what kids are seeing on an everyday basis, I still don't think I think we should be more consciously aware of what we're trying to promote. So maybe now I should go up to the school and say, I know I can't be what I want to be.
But I feel like kids already listening to it. I don't think, I'm with it. I totally agree. I don't think it's sexist. I don't think that rappers go up there. It's the same thing. Like, we Dallas, so like our local rappers, you don't have like a lot of local rappers. You showing them going to school talking about the positive stuff. It's gonna be some crazy shit, and the kids gonna be going crazy. They already listening to it anyway. So I feel both ways about it. Like we said, we're not promoting it with the kids, but the kids are already listening to it. So I hate like, oh, Sexy Red has been back. Yo, your daughter probably somewhere busting it open. Like Sexy Red is not promoting that, or son. Our son is somewhere busting it open because it's not sexy. I was just saying that we not promoting that.
I don't. It's coming out. It is slowly coming out, but I don't know. I don't like that way of thinking, baby. Just because you know the kids see it every day, that's just like saying they gonna shoot each other anyway. So I might as well sell them guns. You know what I'm saying? Like
to a certain extent.
No.
Gun manufacturers are not gonna stop selling guns because kids, racist, non-racist, whoever, people with bad tempers, people that's not able to control themselves. That's exactly what the side of the complaint be. It be like gun manufacturers should not sell guns to nobody because of the bad people. And then it's like the people who want guns are like, okay, the bad people not gonna stop having guns or shooting people just because y'all stop selling guns. Like regardless, my business is not gonna stop because kids shouldn't have guns.
You said the key word though. You're talking about from a business standpoint, not an ethics standpoint.
Yeah, ethics, but that's what ethics is a touchy subject. But excuse me, that's what I'm saying. That regardless, I think the kids are already doing it. Should it be promoted in schools? No, but at the same time, if you have a fine, okay, say it like this. You remember your fine teacher?
Okay. Like,
do you remember a fine teacher that you had?
Of course.
What grade were you?
Third grade.
I was third grade. Third grade. The lady was fine.
Miss Hamilton.
I forgot the lady's name. She was fine. Sleep over every day.
But sorry to cut you off. But when we talking about the school thing, you talking about they already watching it. What is the benefit of a rapper coming to the school then?
It's the music rally. It's a pep rally. The kids, like you said we have them come to the school for the kids to go crazy. Kids, we all know kids not. You can't force a child to do too much of what they want to. So for a kid to even go crazy, for a rapper to come in there, it's somebody that they like. It's somebody that's entertaining to them. So that's all I mean by that's all I mean by like they're doing it. Like, and all I meant is to bring up an attractive teacher. That teacher is gonna be sexy to you for everything she do. And she ain't up there bouncing around talking about my pussy pink and my asshole brown.
But that good looking teacher is also not trying to
what? Like
she's not there trying to sexualize herself though.
Sexy Red not trying to sleep with those soldiers?
It's not sleeping with them kids? It's not that she's trying to sleep with them, but we bumping heads on your analogies because when you're talking about that teacher, like that teacher is just a good looking individual. But if that teacher is coming and dressed a certain way, then now she might be sexualizing it. But if she just coming and this is just her, then and you find her attractive. What is Sexy Red music?
It's music.
No, Sexy Red music is.
She just stating facts.
Let that coochie breathe.
Okay.
It's all you need.
It sounds sexual education to me a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
She ain't saying put on a condom. She said, I think one of her songs say "Not in Me." Is she pregnant now? See, I'm going on a tangent, but I'm just saying I'm
just saying to bring it back around.
My son better not. My son, if he come home and tell me that Sexy Red was at the school and they was lit, like I'm not gonna be able to understand.
She probably be too old to care at that time. I understand. I don't think. Like I said, the kids already kind of listening to it, and I think
Right. So you saying fuck them kids?
No.
Okay. We're just giving an example. The music they play at games.
Yes. Same thing.
I ain't with that either. I don't even damn how hype it get you. Unless we talking about college, where you are growing into your independence of becoming an adult. As far as high school and middle school, I ain't with it. And yes, I was a high schooler, and I know what I liked at that point, but I also feel like coming from an educational standpoint, we shouldn't be promoting it.
So what?
I don't need NBA YoungBoy telling me to go and shoot up everything, or Rod Wave telling me my life sucks. That I'm not with it.
So we just for the kids.
Yeah, well, I'm for the kids. You said fuck them kids.
I didn't say that.
You said fuck the kids. They probably busting it open. They shooting each other up. Fuck it.
Overthink understanding is not fair. We are open to all of our guests' opinions, but they're not our opinions. I don't think that.
You don't think that?
I just think kids are doing it. Some stuff can't be blamed. Okay, so just like some of the artists say, your kids shouldn't be listening to my music. Facts. Like to be like, oh, this music shouldn't be put out. Your child, some of their kids don't even listen to their music that they put out. It's like you as a parent, teacher, whatever, shouldn't. My music should not touch your kids' ears.
Okay, I got a point. What if I purposely, as a parent, make sure that my child doesn't listen to that music when they're with me? Do I have a right to now be upset with the school? Absolutely. If they have a performer come up and play that type of music?
I agree. Okay. I can agree with that. Maybe a compromise of this situation, because we're not going to see eye to eye, that if the school wants to have performers come, it should be a list emailed out to the parents, and there should be a consensus on who the parents choose or pick or however to come down. Like it's like
I gotta agree to let my child go on the field trip.
Yeah, exactly. So if your child don't want to go, religious reason or nothing, you write a note, they ain't there. So your child should be able to be excused from that pep rally if Sexy Red go be coming there saying, in your words, let that coochie do.
Mm-hmm. Hands on your knees. Bend that ass over. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me.
Sound like you like the music.
I hear it all the time. But you know, fuck them kids and fuck me. Because it's just what plays when I'm not.
I ain't heard it.
You ain't heard it?
I ain't heard it.
Shit.
My playlist is set on the stuff that I like. I have not heard a full.
It ain't on my phone, but I mean, if you out and about, you hear it. No. I'm on YouTube and somebody danced to a TikTok. I don't even have a TikTok, but on YouTube, somebody danced to a TikTok.
All right. What you got for the next?
Scram. One? Whole lot of choppers on your ass. Before I had even heard that song, I seen the TikTok for the shit.
What you got for the next one?
Oh, before you go, there was one that I do remember. Can we talk about the workplace harassment?
Yes.
Okay. I do not think that it is cool to make women feel uncomfortable at work.
Okay.
Zero tolerance.
Yes.
But what I think we don't speak enough about is when the women harass the men.
Very true.
Same thing when it comes to sexual assault.
Print.
Okay. Dick print.
You staring at a man crotch.
Mm-hmm.
Then had the nerve to make fun of the man if ain't nothing showing.
But he better not stare at that ass too long.
He better not stare at that ass. I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Like if you able to dick print, he fine, girl, he packed, he like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his pants too tight.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go with a female, it feels some type of way. Like,
yep.
Oh, I'm staring at your ass.
And because I am a man,
you should be okay.
I should be okay with
it.
You
should like it.
Yeah.
You married.
But as a woman, I have a choice to say if I want to welcome it or not. And I just want, for the record, and I don't think nobody would disagree with me, if you are an attractive individual, it is a compliment. If you are an ugly motherfucker, it is harassment.
Once again, other thing I understand that welcomes all opinions. And just because an opinion is stated on this podcast does not mean we endorse.
That man that she think is fine is, okay, thank you for the compliment. That nigga that's ugly, she like, I'm going to HR on your ass.
And I do feel like that.
I think that's real.
That's real.
I think that's real.
Like if you're attracted to the person, it's like, but I guess it's just human. Because if you're attracted to the person, it's like, oh, you look.
But there's a thin line, especially at the workplace. I shouldn't be able to say certain shit. I don't give a damn how vulgar it is.
Exactly. I agree.
But you know what? It's crazy because I'm going to give an extreme example. If a man is handsome, I mean, if you find a man attractive, he can be like, I do something to you. And
you
might
boy, quit playing. Go on.
If he ugly and he say, "You so pretty,"
you need to stop that shit. I don't like that. I don't like that. I ain't gonna tell you too many more times.
Ew, get away from
me. Brendan said, "Good morning, Queen."
And now somebody coming around with a brown box and tap you on the shoulder, telling you come take this walk with me.
That's true, but I feel like that's pretty privileges. Pretty privileges.
Okay.
Like that's a part of it. In the service, I feel the same way. Like I can speak on like my experience. If you look like a certain type of way, you're able to get away with one thing. Like, oh, that chick don't know nothing, or she needs help. Mm-hmm. But you can have somebody need help too. If they present a certain way, it's just a certain way they go get handled. Like, oh, she got it. Or more got it. I'm like, man, I need help just like she do. Mm-hmm. But if you ain't looking like you want to gobble.
I just wanted to get that out of my chest. But to go back to the workplace harassment, I just feel like we need to make sure that we are keeping it equal across both sides. Just because of the sex doesn't mean that one party gets to pass the other one. Because now we're jumping into double standards, and it's unfortunate, but we do live in a world of double standards. But it's on us to correct that.
Oh, it's a good one. Parenting stereotypes. Assuming that a working mother is less committed or capable compared to her male counterparts due to assumed primary responsibilities at home. How do you feel about that? Like, so you saying like if a chick is a mama and you don't feel like they get treated differently at work opposed to a father that just had a new baby?
I think when we get into that, we get into breaking down again these societal stereotypes coming back from older generations, because we got to think now we're starting to adjust a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be an at-home dad just like you could be an at-home mom. And just because you are a hard-working woman.
At-home daddy?
Yeah. See? But that's coming from you relying on a
no, I'm saying standard. Society. I'm saying it can be, but people are still gonna be like, "Ooh, you do what?"
And there's some people who better at it. You know what I'm saying? That's a job within itself. So yes. I can't discredit whether it's a man or a woman, because who's to say that the man has to be the one to go out and make the money? And for any woman that has a problem with that, they shouldn't have a problem with somebody. Let me find my words. But if you're gonna have a problem with a man being an at-home daddy, then you can't also complain that you're not getting equal pay out in the world because you're a woman.
Elaborate.
Because just like a woman can get in her bag, a man can also hold down the household and not be working.
And they shouldn't be judged.
There's no law that says the man has to be the one to provide for the household. The whole point of coming together as a union is working as a team to take care of the family. And it may be identified that, hey, as the man, I need to hold down the fort. You got this good paying job and you able to hold down the house financially. Yes. I'll be here emotionally, and you know what I'm saying? And I think we need to be more open to that.
I do feel like for the question within itself, a new mother, that you know how they say mama's baby, daddy's maybe. It's kind of like weird. Like if a girl let's say she breastfeeding, she has the pump, so they like, oh, she goes missing a lot. Like I remember a scenario in the military where a lady was going missing. And it was like she's always taking breaks, but she was pumping, and they're looking at it like, oh, he just had a baby, but you like really, if you're not there physically with the baby, it's not too much you have to do. Like a woman's body, even coming back, like of course they get their time off now, but even just adjusting, like it can be like, well, Brad just had a baby and he did great on his PT test. Why didn't Lindsay, who just had a baby, but the baby came from her? So it's just like, oh, you had a baby, that's why your run messed up. Oh, your sit-ups was bad because you had a baby. You want to be treated equal. We don't need to be thinking about none of that. So I do think in some ways it is kind of things that come up with that.
Yeah, and I agree. And I don't necessarily feel that's fair, but I will tell you as a consultant, like in my field, I noticed that a lot of people in my role, they travel a lot for work. And so you'll see men with their wedding bands, but a lot of women that I see, they are either divorced or have never been married, because it's okay for back then it was okay for a man to be gone all the time, but not acceptable for a woman to be gone all the time.
So you saying that they are unmarried because it's not okay, or you feel like a male is not able to adjust to the woman being able to work so much?
I think in some cases men have a problem with in the past. Men have had a problem with a woman who is just as ambitious, and the job requires her to travel just like it would require a man to travel. But some men are okay with it, some ain't. Just let's just break it down like this. Just think about it. I could come across a woman that's making a lot of money.
Yes.
Now we get into something completely different though, because now we're talking about how some men can't handle it. A woman making more than them. Some men can't handle a woman having more status than them, yes, and things like that. And that, I think that's an old way of thinking.
Is that ego mixed with sexism? Because back in the day, well, let's say years, we got 30, 40 years back, where your woman was not going to have a better job than you because it was impossible. So now you never had to think about a woman doing more, having a higher status, because she was almost dependent on you, because the opportunities were given to her. She was not able to work. What she did was cook, clean, or whatever she's going to do, stay home, because jobs were not afforded to her. So now their fathers, like, it's, I'm just saying on the perspective of, I kind of get it if, like you say, societal norm. That wasn't the norm. So the transition of, I can't go tell my dad, who my mom and his situation was totally different. She didn't have these opportunities to say, oh, my wife is the breadwinner, or my wife is making more money, because they can't even fathom, like, women don't work. Women didn't work. Women didn't do that. So it is like I think it's like maturity and just learning to grow with the times, because like at a certain point in time that was not a thing. Like, women did not work. Women were not better than men because they wasn't able to. Women were not better at men than some working jobs because they wasn't even taught the skills or able to exercise the skills to get better at those jobs. And the moment they became able to do it, some people dead and gone. Your great grandpa, like, he's like, what? Like, how your wife does what? Your wife is a construction worker. Your wife is an architect. Like, even like cooking. Cooking is one of them things where it's like a male dominated thing. Like cooking, as far as like chef, it's like a male dominated job, and it's like you don't. And the regular on the outside, like you're saying, at home, stay at home wife cook. In the chef world, it's totally different. Like, you have a lot of males that want to cook.
It was the same thing when it came to manufacturing, but all that went out the window with World War II when we needed more people with hands on deck. So
exactly. So what I'm saying, just learning to grow with the times, but you can see how some people get stuck because it's like, this was never a thing. Like, you never had to adjust to something like coronavirus was around, right? But it was never nothing to adjust to until COVID-19 just popped. And you just like, what the heck? Like, man.
And I just think that just comes that's just we talking about overall just growing with the time, because the same thing could be said about earnings and men and women in the workplace. The same thing could be said about racism. The same thing could be said about sexuality. And
so moving with that now, like, even being sexist, we live in a world now where, like, sex is like non-binary. You're not a male or a female.
I'm a man.
I know. I'm saying people feel that like that is a thing now, and it's just like now it's even more like. So what are you then? What is it then? Like, it's coming into a world where now we're gonna have to readjust. It's like, it's not sexist. It's not being male or female. It's just, so what do I do if I don't like the way that somebody calls or the way that somebody works, or you being transphobic, or you're being this folk. Like, now it's another world that we have to adjust to, that our parents and grandparents didn't necessarily have to deal with on a scale that maybe Pierce is about to experience.
It's a respect thing. How you view yourself and how I view myself don't have to be the same, but I can be respectful and
of your view
of how you view yourself. Point blank, period. Because I'm a male, regardless if we want to say non-binary or whatever the case may be. But if another man feels that he, inside is a woman, then who am I to tell him no, you're not?
So
I may not agree, but I don't have to. I can disagree with you without disrespecting you.
I'm staying on the point, so let's take it back. If a non-binary person comes up to me and be like, I think you're attractive, I think you're sexy, steady try to hit on you. Like,
No. That's the problem.
No, that's what. No, I understand. I'm saying, but I'm saying so now you have it where you have a woman, an attractive woman, and it's just like maybe like you were saying earlier, it's more open. You're more open to the flirting. Like, man, do you look good? You always put your outfits together nice, and you could tell like she's flirting, but you're more open to it. She's a female. She's attractive female. Now you got this non-binary person that's just like, you know, you even if not saying you like that person, like, hey, I'm not like that. I'm not with the gay shit. I'm not a boy. So just like every time it's like something to come back. Oh well, I'm not with that. With what? I'm not a boy. I like women.
That's harassment.
I'm a one exactly, but I'm exactly. But now it's a whole different world that comes into it because it's like, well, that girl flirt with you every day and you don't say nothing, but you got a problem with me.
I don't give a damn. That's still harassment. If it's unwarranted, it's harassment.
So you saying fuck them non-binary people?
Nope. And overthinking and understanding does not share those views as well. But if it's unwarranted, it's harassment.
And you don't.
No means no. In all aspects.
I feel like that would be tiptoeing into a different version of now we like adding to the sex. Like, well, I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. I find you attractive. I said no. You let her flirt with you every day.
You worry about something that's not your business. I don't want it from you. So stop. Before I report your ass. HR.
I agree with that. I agree. I feel like we are definitely not even tiptoeing. We're entering into a new world where it's just like, I like girls. Oh, well, sweetie, it's like no, like I don't want that.
I say I like girls. I don't like you though.
Yeah, like you.
That's how. If we need to be more direct,
you gotta be so
cool.
Specific,
we can do that.
You sexy. You don't like? No, I'm not. I don't like that. You got another question for us?
Yes, another. Interrupting or dismissing a woman's ideas and to praise the things she is justified.
That's out of line.
Yeah.
That's out of line. Yeah. If I'm in the room, I try to go into especially like with work meetings, I try to go into a room with the respect that everybody is here because they can bring something to the table. Sometimes after you get to talking, I might feel like, damn, you full of shit or what? But I'm not gonna dismiss you and somebody rewords it and then I'm like, I get it. I will say sometimes it's not what you say.
It's how you say
it's how you say it. And also when it comes down to communication, the receiver and the sender have to be on the same page. But if it's blatant, like fuck what you talking about, what you say, Bobby, and Bobby just said the same thing that Sally said.
That's a great idea.
That's a problem.
That's why I say it. We live in a world now where it's not as blatant. Like it's not as like you said. Like, oh, Bobby, is it? It's hard. It's factors that go into it. Like I can tell you, like I have a soldier, and he grew up in a household. He don't really talk about his mom, but he has a problem with all female leadership. And so, like we talked to him. He said that he grew up in a household where women do not tell men what to do. So it's not.
This ain't your household, sir.
Exactly. So I get it. We in a service, but like we deal with it. But it's just like it's just crazy that so much goes into it. Like a guy can go and tell like, hey, clean that up for me. I can go over there and like, hey, clean the grill off. I can't wait to fucking reclass. I hate this shit. Like he just angry dude. He did not like women telling him what to do, and he was just like he just grew up in a household where that was not a thing. So like even though like you said, hey, this is not your house. Like you have to still be firm, but it's kind of like you get an understanding for people. Like I get it. Like if I grew up like that, maybe I would have been the same way.
Mm-hmm. And
I kind of said it, and I kind of told them to bring it to what we were saying. Like a lot of women in my field, women don't get along with each other. It's kind of like the same way. Like a guy can kind of, hey, do this, do that. Like it's just the way that you say it. And it's like it's a lot of females in the service that do not get along with other females in the service.
But they don't carry their time.
Yeah, exactly. But in a lot of situations, it could be like that. You get catty females in the room. It's like, but if a guy like women don't tell me what to do, I can act the same certain way towards a female with a different perspective, but it's still basically on the same shit. Like, I don't care about what you're talking about. And some of the basics is because you are a girl, and I know how y'all are, so I'm kind of like closed off to what you have to say.
It's weird because even when I was a trainer, sometimes if it was too many women in the room, it would become a problem because I'm trying to show you I'm the head bitch. But also, it when it's too many men in the room, I gotta show you that I'm the big dog. So it's on both sides.
I just wouldn't be quick to call people sexist. That's my thing. I feel like growing up and getting older and realizing like every thought and action and trigger kind of has some type of way about it. Unless you say blatant, but it's not too much to just like pull out in the world anymore. It's just like flat out blatant. Like,
I get where you're coming from, and my response to that would be, it's still sexist, but I can be open-minded to the fact that you were raised that way. Because at the end of the day, I was saying societal norms and things like that, but all this comes from how we were raised and our upbringing. So we have to be more mindful of, even though we might have our specific views, when it comes to children, we have to also be able to explain to them to be open to others.
Exactly.
Because what go on in this household don't necessarily go on in the next household. Exactly. But both households have individuals who will leave the home and interact with other people. So you got to kind of be mindful of that when you're interacting with people. But by definition, certain shit is sexist. Yeah.
I agree. I just said it's not as blatant. Like they say, like blatant it's still a high percentage of women making less money than men. And it shouldn't be that. Like it shouldn't be that. If y'all in the same job, they have a study where like the male and the female in the same job and in the job the same amount of time and they made 50 cents to 75% less. That's like blatant. It's like what's the difference? Like what is the difference? Why is this pay not matching if everything else matches?
It's weird. Did you hear about the tech recruiting event where it was supposed to be just for women? But you had all these men showing up because they were saying I identify as a woman. And I thought it was hilarious because I think we got to kind of break away from that whole let's push to empower one sex or one race or something like that. It's almost like this event is only to get black people jobs. And it's like, well, black people ain't the only ones that need jobs, or this event is only to help women get more jobs. They ain't the only. Hey, I guess so.
I feel like you kind of like contradicted a little bit what you said. Like when I was talking about the binary, and that's kind of like what you tiptoe with.
That's funny though. That's funny.
It's funny that you like bring that around, and it's like I kind of brought that up earlier, but it's like yes, other groups need jobs, but this is for women. That's just like saying like just like you say in this household, this is what we do. We could be like, oh, we love soul food. I don't need you stopping by my house every day saying that Chinese food matters. Like in this house, we like soul food, and that's what are we doing? So if a company is trying to empower women at the moment, why a bunch of to make a point, like a bunch of dudes come up there like I identify as a woman. It's for women, like they're not necessarily excluded. This is the group that just say, I want purple M&Ms over here. Well, these M&Ms look purple to me, so I'm gonna slide them over. No, like it's just for them at this specific time. Like this is you don't go to a football game and be like, oh motherfucker, I like basketball too, so we can't come here. Like, yeah, you could go and you can be here as a basketball friend, but as a fan, but for right now, motherfucker, this is football, so you can sit your ass down here and watch the football game, but you are not gonna make me chunk a basketball up and down the goddamn field to be like basketball matters too. No, this is not what's going on at the time. And I feel like with some things like that, that's just what it is. Like you're not gonna show up to a cancer event and be like, well, fucking cirrhosis matter too. This is a cancer fundraiser.
It's just a thin. That's why I said I thought it was funny, but it's a thin line, just like with this transgender sports shit.
It's fucked up.
Like
you're like,
you know what I'm saying?
Now we're getting down to genetic. What was it like the boxing or the like UFC where you fractured 3 women's skull? Regardless of what we want to say, women are built different than men. Just like with the army standard. Well, y'all want us to be equal with this, but some things we can't be unless you start telling every female soldier you can take testosterone if you want to even up the playing field.
You can take what?
Testosterone to even up the playing field.
One more time.
Testosterone.
Testosterone. Meek Mill said that in an interview the other day, and they were firing his ass up for that.
For it. Yeah, you got to say like your testosterone.
Your testosterone or something. He said.
What's how you say it?
Testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
I can say estrogen.
Okay. But you bring up a great point. And I wasn't saying that it was right for them to do so. I thought it was funny because you know what I'm saying. Had it been an all male event, you know what I'm saying, you would have had women outside that were unhappy about it. But you're gonna always have somebody that's not happy with what you're doing anyway.
People want to be included. I feel like we kind of in that phase of the world where like people want to be included where they're not included at. Mm-hmm. Like it could be a stranger. Let's say we were shooting this episode with the window open. The stranger like, ooh, they got cameras and light. I want to join your podcast, and they happen to be a different color. No, you can't join the podcast. No, you can't come in my house. They racist. No, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Like
you're just unwelcome.
It's not. Yeah, it's inclusion. Sometimes people want to be included, where it's just like, no, like everybody should be included. No, shouldn't nobody be made to feel excluded and stuff where people are supposed to come together at. But if it's something that don't have nothing to do with you, it's like, what? Like, why you want to be a part of it? But like you said with the transgender sports, I just think it's dangerous unless those women get to inject their stuff with how you say it,
testosterone.
There we go.
Bottom line, we don't agree on that one because now we're getting into genetics.
Yeah, it's just hard.
What men's? Sorry, but what some men are naturally capable of doing, women can't.
Some women cannot do.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you want to make sure that it's fair across. But then again, of course, we're going to have some people who disagree and say, no, I can do anything
that a man can do. So, it's like the transgender females that go into males and they like the man is pregnant. A man, I can stick a baby in you 10,000 ways, put an egg and a sperm in you. You're not producing a child. Unless you were, the human body is amazing, right? Like, unless you happen to be born with that set and it's in there, like, no, that is a female that is transitioning to a male, and that's why that she has a womb that's able to carry that child, but it's going to be pushed the narrative of a man is able to produce a baby. Like, some things are able to produce. I think they say, like, seahorses, like, the males are able to have their babies, but 9 times out of 10, it's the female of most species that's able to have a womb and to carry a baby. Yes, but I feel like we're finna tiptoe into a society where it's like, you can't tell a man they can have a baby. But it's like, I'm not telling you.
Then I won't. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, it's like, please prove me wrong. Please push a baby out. Like, it's some things that you'll never, like, give you some ovaries and have a period cramp. Man, I understand you're on your period. No, you get it. You understand that but you don't get the cramps and the whatever. So it's like some stuff where people want to be excluded. Like, I can't give you that inclusion. Or like when the guys, dress up as a woman, they want to see how I feel to be catcalled. You're only for a certain amount of time living with that, but you still don't feel the fear. And I'm just speaking for like women, where sometimes you can go into a room, you not even trying to hurt a woman, and a woman could just be nervous because you are a male and it makes her feel uneasy. Some people want to experience that because it's just like a woman thing. So to be like, oh, I get it too. It's just like it's like weird inclusion when it just like blurs the line and like you're saying, like, so nobody's gonna have nothing to themselves.
Well, I try to make things black and white all the time, but in reality, it's a lot of gray shit.
And I think that's what the world is.
And there's a lot of people who get by in life by staying in the gray areas.
Gray areas. Shout out to Cooper. So. I think we got another one. What you got?
Okay. Referring to a woman as emotional or bossy while describing assertive male behavior as strong or leadership.
Oh, that's touchy.
We can skip that.
Oh, that's touchy.
We might name the next episode controversial.
Something, yeah.
Or council.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Ooh.
Is it hot?
Ooh, where's my drink?
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Where's my drink?
Referring to a woman as emotional or bossy while describing assertive male behavior
that. I feel like that. 'Cause I could just say me personally, and you know me, my whole life. I could definitely be like, I have definitely been like, well, I guess in society, like you could be like, man, that dude acting like a girl, or uh, I'm just saying it works both ways. Like if a dude's not there whining and doing something like that, 9 times out of 10, you could be like, "Bitch acting like a bitch." So it's like
Drake said it best.
What do you say?
Niggas act more like bitches these days.
So for the definition of what people made a bitch, it's a lot of dudes that kind of act like that, or like you could spec my opinion, just saying like women because it was little one. It's men that you can see. Men, you talk about it all the time with some of the rappers, like they'll like roll their eyes in videos and do this shit. I be like, you could tell you were raised by a woman because you acting like a bitch. Like, what are you doing? But it's I don't know. It could be sexy both ways. That's hot. That's loaded. I don't know.
Ooh.
It's loaded. I can see it though. It happens. I feel like that's maturity. I'm gonna just say that. That's maturity for mine. What you got?
It's fucked up because sometimes you can be like you doing too much.
Yes.
It get your point across, but you don't have to put the extra behind it. But I'm the same way with a man too. Like, bro, just make your point. Don't put all the extra behind it. Because then I could say you being emotional.
Yeah.
Because we come in here for a bottom line. So let's get straight to the bottom line.
Yeah.
If you go and put matter of fact,
feelings.
There you go. If you go to talking about I feel and all of that shit, now we're going somewhere else with it.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere else with it.
Black and that part, sometimes business it can be black and white. And I think assertiveness, and like I say, I had an issue, like even with soldiers. I had a soldier, I don't want to say that. They might have said
yeah.
I had a soldier get like emotional with me. And I was just like, dang, but I have heard like my whole career, even as a child, like I said, even with my whole life, oh, you're aggressive. But guys can kind of like do the same thing. And it's like, why? And I tell them, like, they like, you're being too aggressive. And I got to correct them and be like, the Army tells me to be assertive. Passive aggressive is, hey, I need you to wear the right uniform and come to work on time. You're going to be in the right uniform. You're going to come here on time. Or you're going to get this counseling. Or this is going to happen. But it's like people are used to passive aggressive. That is like when you are assertive, it's like, oh, you've been aggressive. So I can say from a woman in the military, I could definitely get it. Because it's dudes that could be like super aggressive or assertive, and it's just like, oh, they just a good leader. But females doing it's like, oh, you're a hard charger. You know, you need to calm down. And it's like, no, this is what the Army told me that I need to do. Like, literally, we had a we had an NCO. And this is the second soldier that we had passed within two months. And the soldier passed, and one of the lieutenant colonel was like, hey, you know, if you're a hard charger, if you are one of those type of NCOs, you know, watch how you talk to people, you never know. But you know it's directed, who it was directed toward. And I was like, these are soldiers. So you're telling me that if we deploy or a soldier dies while you're down there, you still got to do your job. You're telling me that, oh, you have to handle it this way. And it's just like, no, it's only a problem because, my opinion, is coming from like a female. If it was just like, oh, aggressive, then why the males could do it? Why the soldiers are able to do it? Why a soldier can be able to like fuck this shit and walk out? It's just like, oh, well, that soldier has a lot going on. Like, no.
I see it going both ways. I see men doing it. I see women doing it. Here's a good example. If you're giving me, you're telling me something that you want to get done and you're crying, am I wrong for saying you're emotional?
I think factual. No, because to cry is an emotion. You're giving off sadness.
Same thing if you're giving me you're telling me you want something done, but I can hear the anger.
Yeah.
I can see your face.
You're emotional.
You're emotional.
You're emotional. You're acting up. I feel like these questions are kind of sexist for a producer because I haven't heard if a male was walking down the street in some gray sweatpants.
We got a sexist ass producer,
but
we got a sexist ass guest sitting in the room.
But
it's just weird vibes in here.
Sexist, but yeah, but I said the
stereotyping, prejudice. What else?
It's for females. it's for us women.
And so you know what? That's bullshit
itself.
within itself.
Yeah,
what the fuck is it for men?
Yeah, like what is it?
What if I'm stereotyped?
Can we find that? Can we find that answer? Like what is being like
prejudice and stereotyping men?
Towards men.
That's bullshit.
Because I was just finna say, like that's what popped in my head. The definition for sex is only pertaining to women, and it's just like male people are very sexist against males too.
This shit was a setup from the jump. This some bullshit.
See?
Why?
That's just like what and it's just like me and my wife talk about. She feels like black people cannot be racist. They can only be receptive to the shit that goes on.
Not true.
And it's just like black people can be racist. Not true. And it's like how can
as a black man, I feel my race is more superior than yours.
You are racist. I want to isolate you. But it's a lot of people that feel like black people cannot be racist. It's like yes, you can. You can be racist. What is it? What you got? Thank you for that lovely answer. It says, what is the opposite of
misogyny? Oh, read that out loud.
Misogynistic. But it says misandry is the
root word.
Yeah, that's the root word of it.
Hatred or contempt or prejudice against men.
Or boys. So women are misogynistic. Or people that don't No. But I mean, it says what is the opposite of misogynistic? So then it must be misogyny. Like
no. Okay, hold on. I wasn't reading it right. Okay,
it said the opposite.
Okay, what is the opposite of misogynistic? It says misandry, and misandry is hatred or contempt for or prejudice against men or boys.
Did anybody in the room know what misandry was? Sex is within itself.
Now hold on. Let's look up the definition of misogynistic.
What is misandry? Like that's crazy. That's what it is, misandry. So if you like sex, it's kind of weird because you're using the wrong definition. Yeah, so it's not.
Okay, so strongly prejudiced against women is being misogynistic.
Yes.
But when it's against men, it's misandry.
You got one word.
They do. They get sexism too, huh?
Yeah, it's like
sexism is pertaining to sex. That's why.
But then, if it's pertaining to sex, it needs to say towards women or men. It just said the definition said towards women.
Yeah, relook it up. See, overthinking, understanding is an educational podcast.
Sexism,
entertaining, and education.
Oh no! I don't know where we got that from.
Sex this. You put sexism, because if you put sex this, that's how it popped up. It was like women. Sex this, and then with T.
Sexism is based on sex.
Yeah, both. That's both. But sex is whatever.
Sexist.
With the T, it was like females. It's with the females.
No.
Typically.
So
it's both. So you can still be sexist against males. Okay. But all of the definitions, it say females. Old fashioned.
Typically women. What's up? What the fuck is that? That's
what I'm saying. Like it's.
What about typically men?
Yeah. And none of our question has been, like I say, the male walking through.
Yeah, why the fuck we ain't got no examples of men?
Yeah, like the.
Okay.
You know
okay.
What you got for us? We ready?
Ooh. Fuck that. I just came off of paternity leave, and it was great. I'm glad I got the bond with my son.
Men do not need paternity leave? That's crazy.
That's some sexist shit. Thank you, producer. Thank you, producer. That's some bullshit. That's sexist. That's sexist. Sexist.
Because that is a new thing that started the last 2 years.
Yeah, turn on some sirens or something, because that's ridiculous. Why I can't have that time?
Say it again. You said men shouldn't go on paternity leave.
Yeah, that part.
I did the boom.
Yep.
It wasn't always a thing.
You know why? Because corporate world woke the fuck up and understood that just as it's important for a mother to have that time to bond with a child, it's important for a father, an involved father, to have that time with the child.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to see him coming to this world and then I just have to go, but the mama can take her 6 weeks or whatever.
I know the Army got on track because the Army used to be 10 days. Fathers got 10 days, and now they get 84 days. That is dope. 84 days. That's freaking amazing. And it's crazy because I have a scenario where one of my soldiers used to be married to the lady that he has a baby with, but they're not married anymore. And they were like, can they still go on paternity leave? But it's if you have a baby. Like, long as your name is on the birth certificate, you're able to go on the paternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's dope.
Because it's just as it's
involved. I think that's where it comes down to. Involved. It's hard because you could take that 84 days and be chilling with. You could make a baby, sign the birth certificate, and you could be somewhere with your girlfriend for 84 days. It's hard, but like you say, it's not for us to decide. I'm not finna investigate all of it. If the man have a baby just like a woman, there's no telling if that woman. Okay, so just like this, in the service, you have like this maternity window for a whole year. You don't have to take a PT test. You don't have to wear your service uniform, stuff like that. You can have a miscarriage and you still get that whole year. So
I didn't know that.
Yes, and like some women get pregnant just to stop you from going on deployment and all of that. So I feel like yes, like regardless of the like you don't what I try to say, like investigate every woman that gets pregnant or not get pregnant. You can have a miscarriage and still be able to be out of the body compliance, be able to be out of the physical compliance for up to a year. You can end it early, but most people take the whole year. And some women be pregnant again at the end of that year.
And that affects both parties. I mean, yes. It may physically affect the woman, but emotionally and mentally that affects both parties.
But, you just got to come back, but they don't get no time off.
But if we gonna say that it's important to grow up in a 2-parent household, then we have to put the importance on a man being able to have paternity leave, just like a woman being able to have.
Who gonna say that? You think it needs a 2-parent household?
A lot of people say that stats show that
2-parent households do better.
Yeah, that's what stats show.
I seen lesbian children a little bit better.
Lesbian children?
Yeah, that's what the stats say.
Are we talking about two lesbians raising a kid? Yeah. That's still a 2-parent household.
Yeah, I get you. I'm saying
I didn't say you had to be a man and a woman.
No, I'm saying I get it. 2-parent household. I agree.
You know what? That was a great one. We should have popped it off with that one because that's some sexy shit.
That is. But I can see how paternity leave was a big thing. So even your job, like you haven't been there that long, but you got what, like 2 months?
I'm going on 3 years.
No, dude, for paternity leave.
You said I haven't been there that long.
No, I said yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, you've been there a long time, 3 years. That's great. I'm saying, how long has that paternity leave absence been in effect for your company? Because I've been in the Army 9 years, almost a decade, and I've been able to see it change. So that's what I mean by like.
I didn't do the research to see when did that become a thing.
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I didn't care. It's in effect now at a time when I need it. But I do know, as I talk to older consultants, they say back then we did not have that luxury.
Exactly.
But also, with that being said, my VP, my EVP, they all are like forward, like have that time with your son. Matter of fact, paternity leave for me was supposed to be 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
But I asked for 8 weeks. And I have a supportive company that embraced me having that time and told me to take that time.
So do you feel like that's sexist?
Do I feel like that's sexist?
Like how long is maternity leave at your job? Do you know?
I'm sure it's the same amount of time.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. So that means the baby will be what, a month and a half?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Now you're getting off into something else.
No,
as far as to say how much
time.
The same time. Yeah.
I want the answer because I bet you it's not the same time. I bet you the woman.
You bet the woman is 12 weeks.
I bet you the woman gets longer than I could bet it. I bet you.
Let me see. I might be able to get that answer.
Yeah, I bet you the women get longer than 6 because 6 weeks is kind of short. I think 6 weeks is like very short. What do you think? What you think? You think 6 weeks is kind of short? Yeah, I think that's kind of short. What you think, Tiana? It's average 6 weeks. Your job was the same thing. Your job doesn't. Gotcha.
12 to 16 weeks for maternity leave.
That makes sense. See, it's
paid. That's for, and that's paid. You know what? I'm going to say part of that is because of the physical healing
of the woman.
And
I agree with that. Yes.
What about a man? Mentally, I was right there with you from day one.
Some men say they do. Some men say they do. Oh, it's sexist.
Them pheromones had me sleepy.
Yeah.
They had me picking up weight.
My everything was thrown off.
It sounded real sexist in here right now.
Boy, say that energy is sexist like a motherfucker.
Man, it sounds real sexist.
It's just different. Like what she said, like when do I feel like it should be done? Yes, of course, especially their body. So both of maybe, and it was great help having you there. I've heard plenty of women say where they didn't have any help and they're going through all that stuff and that's how stuff happened. But I feel like it is needed for the woman to fully recover, body, physically, mentally, everything.
Some would disagree. Some disagree. I work with an older lady, and she said when they gave her time off, she said after 6 weeks she was ready to go back to work. She wanted to get back to work.
Go right back to work after they have a baby.
But you just said they need.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more of a need
for women because of healing.
They actually go through a physical change.
I agree. I think it's hard though. I think it's hard, especially like you said, like a parent that is actually there and like there with the child. Like it's help. So like we thinking about like Tiana, a good mama, was there with the baby raising. We got mothers that don't see their child after the baby is born, or not even taking care of the child. Like the mama has the baby, or somebody. Still the same lines. That doesn't mean that their physical body is not affected and their mental body is not affected. That's why I say like it's just not black and white because people's circumstances be different.
Shit, huh?
Like people's circumstances be different. Some women are not motherly even when they have a child, but they're not even taking care of their child.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you can bring us back to work. But like Tiana's saying, maybe they shouldn't bring. Yeah, maybe they should. But I knew it wasn't the same thing because women, and like I say, I get it. I think we all say we get it. You push your baby out, you got your stuff going on. It's different. But I knew it wasn't the same. And maybe that's sexist within itself, like regardless.
Maybe this maternity/paternity leave jumps on the same wavelength as the whole transgender athlete.
What you mean?
Because we're talking about physical capabilities of a man versus a woman. With
a
woman having to actually go through a change to creating life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say it's not fair to compare the two. I will say that it's bullshit though to say that a man don't deserve time off to bond with the child.
Even a parent in general, I think that a secondary freaking parent leave, whatever, you deserve off to be with that child.
And I won't even argue with the time frame of women getting more than men.
So the Army getting 3 months, that's actually beautiful. Yeah. That's dope.
I'll just say I am appreciative that I work for a company that not only provided me with the option to take paternity leave, but also encouraged me to take more time if I needed it. And it didn't, and I wasn't penalized for it. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I asked for the 8 weeks, I was told I could take the 8 weeks, but if I feel I need more time, then we have a conversation and we adjust to it. But I could have taken more time, but I could only get 6 weeks paid. I'm just fortunate enough that my job told me, don't worry about being paid through the leave of absence, process. Those additional 2 weeks that you asked for, we will still pay for it.
Mm-hmm. That's dope.
Yeah.
What's the last question? Wrapping it up.
Media portraying unrealistic body standards for women, reinforcing harmful stereotypes and impacting self-esteem.
Another woman question.
This producer.
Yeah, I definitely think dudes. Thank you, Tiana. That was a good point. A lot of dudes are making themselves taller or feeling like we have a father that's 5'2". Like we see, like it's like beard standards, and you're not a man if you're a certain. Even women are great at it. I'm not dating a man under 5'6". Girl, what are you talking about? But if you say a woman boobs hangs too low, or she had too many kids, or I don't like stretch marks, but you can't date a short guy. You're not a man if you shorter than 6 foot. Yes, they are. Like yes, they are. That's what it is. But
I think it's all about what we want to come together and celebrate. To bring up Sexy Red again. You know what I'm saying? At a certain let's go back to at a certain point, women were supposed to be classy as even as rappers and singers and stuff like that. And now today a woman can be celebrated for being ratchet. And I mean, who's to say that there's a certain way that a woman should be celebrated or pushed? You know what I'm saying? It's all about what we want to choose to
do it,
to give the nod to.
Yeah. I don't know. From what she was saying about the media portraying harmful stereotypes and standards, I think that's always been a thing. Like the back in the day with the corsets, like so a lot of the stuff that's got bigger now been going on. It's been transgender people. It's been people doing liposuction, lip filler, or like starving themselves to have a certain waistline. Like what you say, it all goes back to society. I don't think it's just like the media portraying it. Because back in the day, when we talking like Washington days, like the guys wearing the fake wigs because they bald headed, or they're wearing the toupees. Like some stuff been around, it just wasn't like super published. Like the guys getting the male BBLs and stuff and getting the freaking abs and stuff at it. What are they doing it for? Because that is what society looks for and men in a certain way. So it's just like I don't know. Like it's just both ways. I just feel like it's both ways.
I think there's a change taking place. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so for one, it has always been this. It used to be this whole idea of being thin. You know what I'm saying? The model had to be super thin. Today we celebrate thick women.
Yeah.
But
cultural.
Yeah. No.
You don't think it's cultural?
No.
Because in different parts of the world, thick women has always been celebrated. That's why I say that it's hard. That's why I say, my biggest thing, me traveling the world, you got to see how closed off, even if you could travel all over the United States, a lot of stuff, you can go to different states and see the difference in what they think is attractive and not attractive. But it's statues of like, especially in like the Caribbean and like the thick women. But and it mean like we took a picture with it. Where was we at? I forgot what, but thick women all over the place, and it like literally the statue of the place is a voluptuous woman, and it said that this is the standard for. That's why I say like it's just hard to what people push and what's being seen. Is what me personally, I feel like it's what you choose to view because it's there everywhere.
There's an audience for whatever you like.
Exactly.
There's a group for whatever you want
to be like, oh man, they pushing this like it's plenty of other things.
Because dad bods is popping.
And dad bods will forever be popping because it's more realistic. Some people, I heard a female say like, I don't want a guy with abs. He looks hungry. Like that's the opinion to some people. Yeah. And some people love muscles. Some people cannot stand the sight of no big. I don't want that. I'm that way. My baby, no, I don't want no super skinny. Like you look hungry. It's not attractive. You need a burger. Smack this ass. Where?
I think we should just push being healthy. And healthy is in all different shapes and sizes. But I think we should just push being healthy. But I mean,
I don't know. Women, like I say once again, like supermodels. If a company wants their supermodels to be 10, and it sucks, unhealthy ways of going about it may suck. But I don't think that social media always pushes the super skinny. Because it's been everywhere.
So maybe they don't push a super skinny, but media pushes an image.
Yeah.
And it's up to us if we want to allow it to push the way we think and perceive of ourselves.
Exactly. I totally agree.
Kanye West said, "Do you want a boss or an R&B nigga with a six pack?" It's teach his own.
You've been making a lot of references of rappers. Like you like music.
I like music.
Sexy Red, got some Kanye.
I like music.
I got a chance to rap everybody. You just threw out a lot of rappers.
Well, I'm big on music.
That would be good.
I love music, and I have my moments where I want to be violent, and I have my moments where I want to be chill, and I have my moments where I want to express love.
You want to be violent? You got your Sexy Red moments too?
No, not Sexy Red.
You know almost the whole song.
I hear it.
Sexy Red. if you come across this
Stephen
video,
Curry.
Yeah, I think he's secretly like it.
I mean, where was we at? We was at a basketball game, the women's basketball game, and you should have seen.
Because he's feminist.
Thank you, sisters. They were young women,
exactly.
young ladies, and the DJ played ski. And when I say the gym got to rocking, it got to rocking. And I'm there. I'm there, and I heard it, and I remember some of the lyrics because I was like, "Did she just say? Did she just say?"
You weren't feeling it.
It was catchy.
You probably got in the car and listened to a dude talking about selling dope all the way home.
It depends on what mood I am, because I'm sure our sister was probably in the back like, what he going through? Because I was playing like the vibe on the way here. Not it was nothing violent for at least an hour and a half. It was just all of it was like R&B, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't I won't necessarily say it was love making, but it was kind of like it was chill music, nothing violent. And then at a certain point, I wanted to get a little rowdy, so I got a little violent. But there's a time and a place for everything. But I feel like I'm well versed because I will also put some jazz on in a minute. I don't want to hear nobody talking. Or now they got chill hop. I love chill hop.
What is that?
It's instrumentals to chill, chill music. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty cool.
Sometimes I don't want to hear no words. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want that music, that ambiance. Yeah, just that flow in the background.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Is that it? Is that all our questions? What you got?
I just want to say, for the record, me and this one here are not sexist. I'm sorry.
Our parents raised us.
We are not sexist. It's some sex. Baby. For the record, we are not sexist. The guest is speaking, and I'm the one who actually in front of the camera right now. I want to shout out to the producer. I want to shout out to my sister, because we came to this because sometimes people like to call us sexist.
Yes.
And now we understand that it's not necessarily
sexist.
No. I was going on the wrong track. By definition, it could be sexist.
Right.
But it also could stem from the way you were raised, your household, and your viewpoints. But we got too many people in this room, in this studio. I think we might need to start shredding some layers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Get some males in here.
But before you wrap it up, I want to say that the podcast itself has a great concept.
Yeah.
With the title of Overthinking Understanding.
You like that?
And no matter how many times I'm on, no matter how many times I'm on this podcast or listening to this podcast, I'm gonna always let you know I'm proud of you for stepping out and doing and not just talking about wanting to do something, but actually putting some action behind it. And so I want you to continue to keep doing that. Mm-hmm. And I want you to not be afraid to talk about the topics that people shy away from, because nobody could counsel you but you.
Exactly. You counsel me, you're racist.
Or sexist.
Or sexist.
By definition. And that's by definition.
You racist, sexist.
Misogynistic.
And homophobic. So just leave it alone. Just don't cancel this podcast. Understood? You know? I like that. No, I appreciate you coming on. I always try to get my brother to do episodes. Be like, yeah, we got it. I not only got him on here. What, this your second time?
Yeah, this is my second time. But I think the first time around, you try to tell yourself that you're going to speak openly, but in the back of your head, sometimes you're nervous and you got like this light on, you got this mic on, you know, you're being recorded. So you kind of just like, yes, no, yes, I agree. And I'm glad that this time around, like, we were a little bit more loose. And I think that that's going to be something that could be carried on for more episodes. And I think it brings better content, because I'm sorry, somebody gonna listen to this and not agree.
We already said that we'll do better. To give him credit, our first episode was over the camera. Mm-hmm. We always said like us together would have been better anyway.
Yeah, and that's why I think some of your episodes, if you're not on camera, you'll be surprised what type of response you get from individuals. Because me and you talk about some of the craziest shit on the phone, You know what I'm saying? And so I think
Cooper.
And it'll be cool. It'll be cool to bring that to the camera, or even if it's not to the camera, it'll be cool to bring that to an audience.
Yes,
that's recorded.
Yeah. Most definitely. Like me and D bump heads. We agree, but we bump it. I feel like out of all of the siblings, like our little brother Cooper, he kind of like grows us up more as far as like the knowledge and the stuff that he's been through that he do. But I feel like as growing and forcing somebody to grow off of perspectives and understanding that your perspective does not have to be another person's perspective. That's me and Jordan. Like it's situations we have been through where it's just like, I don't want to be like that no more. Like I ain't doing it no more. You just kind of see like, we're not doing that.
And it's okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is just being respectful of other people's viewpoints, and that's a big one for me. And that can go across many topics. And I hope you know what I'm saying. I hope that I can be around to be a part of future topics because it all boils down to respect. The boundaries of being respectful.
Yeah. Overthinking, understanding.
Because we all live in this world together, but individually, we all live in our own world because you cannot tell me how I feel or how I perceive things or how I view things.
What episode did I do about that? I'll put them in the hot seat.
Episode 4, season 1.
Perception. Your perception
is not reality.
Your perception is your reality. Your perception is your
reality. You heard it here first.
Check out that episode. Your perception. I will say, if nobody gonna listen to my podcast, my brother was too. I didn't want to put him in a hot seat to see if he knew the title, but it's called.
I don't remember that.
Your perception is your reality, which is true. The way you perceive the world in your mind is your reality, but it's not mine. It's not mine at all.
Right.
Yeah. You got anything else to say? You want to shout out your social media? Shout out your lovely son.
My social media is YouTube and Snapchat.
Okay.
I don't want to be followed.
He is mother child.
But follow, no. I'm my daddy child. My mama want everybody to follow up. But when it boiled down to it, follow Overthinking and Understanding on every platform available.
Oh, say that again.
Shout out to the producer. Shout out to the special guest that was in the background that kept delivering her 2 cents that we didn't ask for. And shout out to my sister, man.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nah, I said what I said.
All right.
I'm standing on business.
Standing on business. And just like I said, we had a soldier that previously lost their life due to a car crash. Another soldier was going over 100 miles an hour and ended up taking another soldier's life. And that soldier left behind a wife and 4 kids. So I'd just like to say, once again, rest in peace to Staff Sergeant Fabila, and rest in peace to Sergeant First Class Williams. And just do a moment of silence. And that's it. Like I say, life is short. Live your life the way that you want to live it. This short piece of life that we do have. I don't care if you live to 100. We in 2023. Like regardless if you live to 100, it's a short piece of life in the whole big scheme of things. So live your life as you see fit. As long as you ain't hurting nobody or harming anybody or harming yourself, live your life the way that you see fit. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it with this crazy man right here. Like I say, like everybody entitled to their opinion. All the opinions that are expressed on Overthinking Understanding podcast does not mean that we agree with those opinions, but everybody has a right to their own opinion. And like always, until next time, be genuine to yourself and be kind to people. Thank y'all for checking out this episode.